This is my daughter's Dell Inspiron 5559 laptop that she uses for school at the Northern Virginia Community College. It's a little over a year old. We bought it in August of 2018, so she'd have a laptop to use at college. And what I'm going to do today is I want to replace the hard drive in it. Hard drive's running fine. It's great. It's a 1 terabyte drive. It's just, to me, because it's an ordinary drive, it's slower. And I would like to speed this thing up, and so I'm going to replace that hard drive with a Samsung EVO 860 solid state 1 terabyte drive. Before I actually take out the old hard drive and put in the new one, there's a few preliminary steps that I'm going to take to make this job really simple. First, I'm going to make an image of the existing drive that's in here. And that's pretty easy in Windows 10. I'll show you how to do that. What that's going to do is allow me to take that image of what is on here right now and just install it right back onto the empty new solid state drive. In that process, I'm going to create a Windows Repair DVD. Then I'm also going to make a Windows Recovery USB flash drive. Then I'm going to actually physically take out the old drive, put in the new one. And the last step will be to install the image that we made back onto the empty solid state drive. Once that's done, this computer will start right back up like it was never even touched. All the programs, all the data, everything will just be right there. Except, it's going to be faster, I guarantee it. Just in case anybody was wondering why there are little white squares on the keyboard for the computer here, the reason is my daughter is studying Korean and she's got little Korean symbols that she uses, I guess, to help her type Korean. First thing I'm going to do, I'm going to make a system image for this machine. I've got a nice hard drive right here and to back up an image on. So I'm going to plug it in right here. Let the computer recognize it. Ah, it's got a new volume. Select what we want to do with this thing. So let me see what's on it. Let's see, open to view folders and files. Alrighty, so I already have a Windows backup image here from January, and I know this is old because that's my other daughter's computer, and I don't need it anymore. So we're just going to leave that there, and it'll erase over if there's not enough space. This is a 500 gigabyte solid state drive. So how do we make this image? First off, go to Control Panel, and I'll just type it into the search bar. It says Control Panel. Then what we want to do is go to Backup and Restore in Windows 7. Here we go. Create a system image. New volume E, and this is what it is. So we're going to just click on that and say Next, because it's recognized the hard drive. And it's going to say this is new volume E. The backup is going to take 79 gigabytes of disk space, and it's going to do the system partition, the C system, and the Windows recovery environment. We're going to say start the backup. It's actually there. I just need to make it bigger. There we go. Windows is saving the backup. So we're just going to let it go and see what happens. Okay, something's come up here. Let's see what it says. And it says, do you want to create a system repair disk that can be used to boot your computer? Yes, we're going to do that. I'm going to hit yes. And this actually, I think, is going to make a DVD right here. So I'm just going to hit yes. And it says put in a disk in the DVD. So what I'm going to do is, there you go, put that in here. Pop it in and go create disk. And it says preparing files. You actually don't have to make a CD or DVD repair disk. I'm doing this kind of to show you how it works. And if you ever get stuck, it's good to have it to restart your computer, because what it'll do is it'll boot you into the Windows recovery mode. But what I like to do more than using the DVD, I make a thumb drive, a recovery thumb drive that I can use. There we go. Okay, using the repair disk. You can use the system repair disk to access system recovery options that can help you recover your computer from a serious error. Please label your disk with the following: repair disk Windows 10 64-bit. Okay, that's good. We're just going to say okay. Backup successful. Let's close that up. Let's pull the disk out. And we will label this Windows 10 64-bit repair disk. Nice. I do want to show you, if I go to the backup drive, let's take a look at it, new volume E. Let's just open it up. And you'll see Windows Backup 9/7 2019, 4:37 p.m. And that's what I made. Alrighty, let's eject that right now. And yes. And it says safe to eject. So I'll pull it out. I now have my image made. And I'm ready to go. What I am going to do now is show you how to make a USB recovery drive. So I've just got a little 16 gig 3.0 drive, and we'll plug that thing in. Comes up, you can see that it is all empty. Let's go back to control panel. If you go to recovery right here on the control panel, it's going to say create a recovery drive, open system restore, or configure system restore. What we want to do is create a recovery drive right there. And it says, do you want to allow this app to make changes to your device? So it's going to say to create a recovery drive. Now, there is a box checked here that says backup system files to the recovery drive. I'm going to uncheck that. Now, if you do that, it's going to take a long time to copy all the system files onto this little USB. I don't need the whole system. All I need is the program that's going to allow me to boot this computer into recovery mode. Okay, so it says I've got an E drive with no label. I'm going to go next. It says it has to have at least 512. Everything's going to be deleted. Yes. And it's going to prepare the drive now for us. We can't create the recovery drive. A problem occurred. Well, sometimes that happens. Let me tell you what that might be. Okay? Let me take a look at this drive here. Just in case you see this kind of thing happen. What I'm going to do is, I have a feeling that this thing is needs to be NTFS before I can make a backup. So I'm going to format this. Yeah, it's FAT32 right now. So what I'm going to do is make it NTFS, which is the Windows file system. Warning, everything's going to be erased. Yeah, okay, we know that. Format complete. Okay, close this thing. All right, let's go back to the control panel and see what happens now. Hit recovery. Let's say create a recovery drive. Yes. We do not want to back up the system files because that'll take forever. I'm going to go next. It says please wait. Drive must be able to hold at least 512 megabytes. Everything will be deleted. Go next. Yes. Everything will be deleted. Oh yes. Create this thing. Preparing the drive. Formatting the drive. Yes. For some reason, and I've done this before, it just likes the drive to be NTFS before it actually works. And the little light on the drive is going blink, 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 blink. And there it goes. Very cool. It says the recovery drive is ready. So we're set. Now, if you did this with copying the system files, it could take 45 minutes or an hour. It's a long time to copy all those system files, depending upon the speed of the USB and, you know, I guess whatever you have. So what I'm going to do is take out the old hard drive here and put a new one in. First thing to do is, got to get the battery out because you don't want any power on this thing. Pops out like this. Wait a second. Oh, always make sure you are totally free of static electricity. And let me see what we got here. I think, there we go. There are two screws, one on this side and one on this side. And once you get those free, you can pop the, I'll be able to pop this off. Let me see. Here it comes. Just grab it and a little tug. Oop, don't lose the screws, because if you lose the screw, that's not a good thing. You always need to put them back. Okay, so what we have to do is remove the hard drive. So the first thing I'm going to do is take this cable off, and what you have to do is you just kind of push up on the little white thing there, and that releases it, and you can pull it off just like that. Okay. Nice. And then there are some screws in here. So I'll use my screwdriver and pull them out. There's 4. And I'm going to put these on the other side of the computer so I remember those are for the hard drive. Okay. And it should lift just straight out. There we go, just like this. Okay. Now, what I need to do is take this hard drive out of the caddy so I can put the new hard drive in. I also need to take off the cable here, and we can just pull that off. Gently take it. Ouch! Gently take it off, just like that. Okay. Leave it there, and the 4 screws on the hard drive caddy come off. These are really little tiny ones. Notice this is a 1 terabyte drive. Okay, so this should come right out, which it does, just like this. And I'm just going to lay it right there. And let me get the new drive. The new drive is, and I'm going to unbox it. It is a Samsung EVO 860. Looks just like this here. Okay? Alright, so put this in. And I just want to double check it here because that's not exactly right. It's going to have to go the other way. It's going to go like this so that when I put the cable on, it matches up just right, and then this cable is going to fit back in the slot. Okay? So these are the little screws. Will go in. Phew, they're so small for my big fingers. I guess I could use a smaller screwdriver, but this one's fine for now. There we go. So the hard drive is in the caddy, and what we want to do is let's put the cable back on just like this. Nice and snug, snaps right in. Okay, so what we do is we take the caddy, we lay it right in here just like this. That drive is all snug in there. What I'm going to do is put the big screws back in here. There's 4 of them. Everything's tight. the cable goes back in. We're going to push that down, just like that. Let's put this back on. Okay, and battery goes back in. We're ready to start this thing up and see if we can get an image on it. So here I am. This is what I've got. I have the hard drive over there that I made earlier. It is plugged in just right there. That's got the image on it. I have put the flash drive that I made the recovery disk on right here, and that's on the side. And so let's turn this thing on and see what happens. Okay. If you notice, I also plugged in the AC adapter because I don't know how much battery life is left on the battery. Since the new 860 EVO drive that we installed on the laptop does not yet have an operating system, the computer can't boot from it. So what it's going to do is look around for something else to boot up from, and it's going to find that USB recovery drive. And we've got the Windows recovery files on that, and so it'll bring that up to let us do some work on the computer here. Okay. Oh, looks good. That's exactly right. So let's get in here, and it says choose your keyboard layout. So we're going to take US. So we're booting off of the recovery drive, and we're going to go on to troubleshoot. Then we're going to go on system image recovery right here. So it says select an image, and the new volume, it's the one that we made, 9/7/2019, and we're just going to say use the latest available image recommended. We're going to say next, and it's going to say format and reparation disks, next, and it's going to say this is the date to time, restore to the following situation at this computer, drives to restore, that's the new drive. All this to be restored, formatted, okay, are going to be, everything's going to be done, yes. So it's preparing to restore. And we'll just zoom in a little bit and watch what happens. So we'll see what happens. So I'm just going to walk away and let this go because it might take a few minutes. Actually, it's going faster than I thought. There we go, we're all restarted. I just logged into my account, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to eject the drives. Everything's safe to remove, pull them off. I don't know if you noticed, but I believe this thing booted in about 17 seconds, which is almost a third the time as the other one rebooted. Now, I have clicked on my daughter's account here because she's the one that's always using this, so I'm going to just log in and make sure it's working okay. And there we go. Let's see how long it takes to load up an app here. Let's go to Microsoft Word, see what happens. I'd say that's pretty doggone quick. And what about, let's try Excel. Yep. Okay, we're all done. I'd say that's a pretty fast shutdown. One of the last things to do is to be sure that you put the portable hard drive with the image, along with the repair DVD and the USB recovery flash drive, in a safe place, in case you would need them in the future. Let's see if there's any improvement in startup speed with the new solid-state drive. I'm going to do a side-by-side startup comparison, and we'll see what happens. By my count, that was about, 15, 16, 17 seconds. So that's a lot faster with the solid-state drive.